What you having?
Natasha made curry yesterday. She had chicken in the slow cooker, and so it's like shredded and delicious. And I don't know, curry, some vegetables, some rice.
Nice.
Yeah,
I was
a little,
watching Jacques Pepin make curry the other day, and he put bananas in it, and I had never heard of banana in curry. But
Okay, I don't think I'd hate it. I
I think it would be
imagine that,
okay.
actually. Yeah, yeah.
There's
It
so
depends
much
the
going
curry.
on. Like
Yeah.
the banana
It
is
would
just going to
depend on
add
the
some
curry, right?
sweetness to it a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know if it's just banana, but I'm thinking a yellow curry would be good with banana. That might just be banana. That might just be. Is there a fruit that it matches? Like, okay, orange is a color and a fruit, right?
Yes.
Is there another color that makes you think of a fruit
Lemon. Oh, yellow.
or a flavor? Mm-hmm. Like red, Gatorade. I don't know what color. What that's.
Oh, I
supposed to
think
taste
of like red bell pepper or chili with red.
What about purple?
Purple's eggplant, obviously.
No.
Penis.
Purple. What?
The eggplant emoji.
I understood. No. No. God, Helen. Purple is like popsicles or like.
I mean, popsicle. Sure, that's the same
Kool-Aid.
thing. Huh? What?
Yeah, but it's not grape. Like
Oh,
people say
grape.
it's grape.
No,
Yeah, it's not
that's
grape.
that's not. No,
I like grape.
artificial.
You know what? Speaking of which, just because you had a little in your window there, I got a message from Taylor right before the show. I'm glad you finally addressed, and he put quotes around this, Throatgate on the show. James wasn't the only one who noticed. I was literally slapping my knee with laughter, but I also didn't want to say anything to you. I thought maybe you were in on the bit and was overthinking it.
No.
And then he said, pedagogic. Okay.
Whoa.
I've had some whiskey. we've been
yes.
doing. This is our third show tonight.
It is pedagogically.
Pedagogically speaking, you are correct. Solving your he's saying what I'm doing about my
The shaping it with your mouth, I
Yeah.
think, was your
yeah. When you take a breath, pay attention to making the cold spot from the airflow hit the back of your throat. That's a good. Oh, I like that. See, these musicians, they have their weird ways of like making
Yeah,
sense
yeah.
out of something.
Yeah.
They say things like "sing out of the top of your head," and you're like, I don't know how that makes sense, but it does, right? Like,
Yeah, because putting all that into like English is kind of difficult to.
yeah. Isn't that weird about language though? That can mean something
can
that it
mean
really doesn't mean with words.
Right, right.
Like,
Yeah. But you can
Well, that's not
understand
what I
it. Yeah.
That's not what I want to start the show with.
Oh, okay.
Can I go back to what I was going to start the show with?
Sure. Let's do that.
You know what week it is?
I smell azaleas.
Azaleas and bug spray, right? Because there are like this is what is this? This is
Peak
the
bug
Masters
season. Yes,
It's
the
Masters season. It's golf. It's golf's mecca, Alan. The azalea-lined fairways, of
Augusta,
the
Georgia.
Masters, which is a disgusting town. Like if you don't know, Augusta, Georgia is a nasty town in Atlanta, and Georgia is
Georgia.
a horrible place. And there are like two trees on this whole golf course that buzz because that's the ones they let the bugs live on. The rest of them are just covered with poison. Don't walk barefoot in Augusta. It can't be good for you.
Don't they pipe in like the bird music, the bird
Yes.
sounds and stuff? That's not
because
real. Yeah.
birds don't go there because
Right.
it's poison.
Right.
Hey?
Right.
But that's not what brought us here. What brought
Okay.
us here was food. I want to talk to you about food.
Ah, yes.
So Tiger Woods will not be joining this year's Masters dinner.
Oh, unfortunately.
He had an unfortunate event.
Yeah. Him and vehicles
what-
just don't get along. It's just
What to the layperson is, what to the non-bowlers is the Masters dinner?
The most recent winner of the Masters tournament buys dinner for all the still living previous Masters winners. I think that's the most, yeah.
And they get to choose what the dinner is.
Yes,
right?
they cater it,
Yeah.
essentially. They're
Yeah.
yes.
So I want to go through a recent history. Well, actually, some of it not so recent history. And I forgot to write the years down. So I'm just going to go with the winner. And who cares? None of us are bowlers, right? So that's a Big
Bowlers.
Lebowski joke.
Bowlers.
That's a Big Lebowski joke.
Yeah,
Remember,
yeah.
he says, he's like, what the fuck is this? He's like, obviously, you're not a golfer.
Yes, okay, I get
So
it.
when Bubba Watson won, the next year, when he got to choose the meal for everybody to eat, right? When
Right.
all of the previous Masters winners, like, this is a great time. I swear this is a Norm Macdonald joke. I can't find it, but every year I trot this out. I'm not going to say that the Masters I'm not going to say that golf is racist, but its signature event is called the Masters.
I think that is a Norm Macdonald joke.
I know, but I can't find it. I've looked for it.
Okay.
If anybody finds it, send it to me. Always looking for that. Bubba Watson, when he won it, I think like 2013, his meal that he picked the next year was This is hilarious to me. He picked traditional Caesar salad, grilled chicken breast, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese served with cornbread, dessert, confetti cake.
Are you doing it like traditional 5 flavor on purpose?
No, I'm doing it like Brian Butterfield.
Yeah. Traditional 5.
Two different people.
Okay,
That's
all right.
no Alan.
Oh, okay.
No.
Brian Butterfield. I know who you're doing. Okay.
Okay. But just think about that. Just like,
That's
know,
so
this is
boring and
It is so
bland and
boring.
lame.
traditional Caesar salad. Just the word traditional. Like what else? Like what?
Real
Fat
anchovies in
salmon?
it is what that means. I
Yeah,
think.
right. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Grilled chicken breast. Grilled chicken breast, not even fried. Come on, Bubba. Your name's Bubba. Mashed potatoes.
And you're
mac
in
and
Georgia.
cheese.
You're in the South,
You're in
man.
Georgia,
You can
yeah.
get good fried chicken
and
there.
Confetti cake.
Confetti
Again,
cake.
that's a sheet cake, right?
That's a sheet cake, 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
You could buy all of that like at Safeway, already made.
Yeah, this is a Golden Corral meal.
Yes.
Like, not Mike, but Mark O'Mara.
O'Mara,
When he won, he had something for everybody. He had chicken fajitas and steak fajitas, sushi and tuna sashimi.
That is all over the place.
It's not bad.
I
but
think
it's also
somebody
boring.
else did sushi once. Tiger might have done sushi once.
Tiger did do sushi once.
Yes.
Tiger did fajitas once. Tiger won so many times.
Yeah,
right?
there was
There's a
many.
few- yeah. I have a favorite because I feel like this gets boring if I say some boring ones. I'm going to put my very favorite one here, and then I have got a great one to end it. Okay. So my favorite one out of all of these is, do you remember Vijay Singh?
Of course.
Was he like Pacific Islander? He wasn't. He looked
Yeah,
Indian. but
Fiji,
he
I
was
think.
like
Fiji.
Yeah.
yeah.
To the untrained eye and the Singh last name, people were like, "Oh, he's Indian. He is something not." At one point, he was closer to like 300 pounds.
Yeah, he got big.
Well, when he won the Masters, he had gone on like a healthy-ish kick, and he had a private chef, and his private chef had got him into Thai food. So when he did his Masters meal the next year, he made everybody eat Thai food. And
like
he
that.
didn't just get like pad Thai, pad siu or something. He had like
That
a
came out.
full spectrum. I was saying spectrum, and you said something that I didn't know how to pronounce, and I said spectrum because of it. So he did like a full spectrum of like, spicy, like very like a full range of Thai food.
Some tom yum soup, perhaps. I'm sure.
Probably, yeah. But think about this, right? Like these are like white dudes,
Right.
I mean, it's golf. This is golf,
Right.
Like
I mean, they're men
So-
of culture. They must have had Thai food.
men of culture, Alan. I don't know though. Honestly, I really don't know. Like these are weird pro athletes too. Don't let
true,
that
it's
forget
true.
you, right? Like, yeah.
Right.
So my favorite part of this story was that Byron Nelson was still alive. Byron Nelson, he won the Masters in 37 and 42, 1937,
Wow.
nearly 100 years ago.
There's a
now.
Byron Nelson classic named after him.
Well, at this point, he's 89 years old.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
And he's looking at Thai food for the first time in his life.
Oh,
And
wow.
people are wondering what this is going to do to him, like gastrointestinal.
Right, yeah.
He ate the whole meal. And think about this. Like, so the guy won it in 37. He's 89 years old. They didn't have a Masters meal until 52.
Right.
So he's been to every single one of these.
Wow. 30
So-
30 years of meals.
So more than that,
Yeah.
I don't know what you said.
52. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
40
You're
years of-
very,
Yeah.
just
A lot of years of meals.
Yeah.
Decades.
So yes. So he ate his whole plate and then went to the back and made them box it up the leftovers and took it home.
hey.
And then what happened? He raised a toast and said, "This is the best Masters dinner ever."
Oh.
And there's credible sources that say he would fly. So this meal is in Augusta, Georgia, right?
Mhm, right.
Just think Atlanta. It's not Atlanta, but just think Atlanta, right? Inland, Georgia. The man lived in Dallas, where they have Thai food. I don't know if he knows
sure.
that, but he would fly after this. So at 90 years old, he would fly at least once a year from Dallas to Atlanta, where the caterer for this event had a restaurant, just to get Thai food. I love Thai. He lived another 6 years.
That's awesome. Good on
That is
him.
pretty good. And for him to say this is the best dinner ever, he had been to every one of them until then. That is
Right.
like, so shout out to Vijay Singh for probably the best Masters dinner.
Hey, shout out to Thai food. I love Thai food.
Yeah, I love Thai food too. It's an original, it's a cultural not propaganda is not the right word.
No,
right?
they did diplomacy, cultural diplomacy
Yes.
was what they
Yeah.
call it. The Thai government
Yeah.
sponsored. The reason there's Thai restaurants like everywhere in the U.S. is because the Thai government sponsored them to do that. Yes.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
You nailed it. You said it better than me. My words aren't really exactly working. A guy named Sandy Lyle, who's a Scotsman. I don't know this golfer.
Oh,
He
neither.
made everybody eat haggis.
Oh, gross.
Eat it. I won. Eat it.
No.
that's how I would do it. I'd pick something that I like. I'd be like, we're having Vegemite because my wife's Aussie. Like, by the way, I went out there to make my dinner off of the leftovers that Natasha. That's why we're talking about food, by the way, is because Natasha made delicious curry. And I noticed she had the Vegemite squeezy was out, and I was like, what? You had delicious Vegemite? You didn't? I
Oh,
like
she put it in the
delicious
curry?
Vegemite.
What's happening here?
No, I probably had toast with
Little
butter
side.
and Vegemite. I'm
Oh.
upset.
Nice.
You got to have toast. When you're here, I'm going to make you toast with butter and Vegemite. You're going to love it.
Okay, I'm down. I'll try.
When Tiger won it in '98, when he was a little lad.
Was that his first?
Keep in mind, he was like 13, right?
He wasn't 13, but he was very young, yes.
Burgers and fries.
You know what? Sure.
I think there's two things going on there.
Okay.
I think there is teenager food,
Sure.
but also confusing racial group hanging out with a bunch of stuffy old white dudes in 1998. And he's like, well, I don't want them to be upset. I'm a human robot Tiger Woods. Humans eat burgers and fries.
Sure.
Right? Like, there's a lot going on there.
There's probably
a
a
lot
lot,
going
yeah.
on there. We didn't know it in 98, but the man was a robot, right?
Yes, it's fair.
The course looks good. I feel good. I like my chances. Right? Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Stock answer to everything.
I am going to go out of here with this next one, though, so which means I am going to get ready to start the show, okay? Which means I have to be ready to read the intro because this is a very short intro.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Taylor did a recording, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, which means I have to do a recording, which scares me. You know, it's a real shame that John Daly never won the Masters.
That is.
Just to see what he would have got, right? Mm-hmm. Closest he ever finished was tied for third. I have my suggestion of what he would have done, but do you have any thoughts? Got to put you on the spot? Or
Oh, it would be like Cajun. It would be like gumbo and like, I would think Cajun food. Yeah.
I appreciate your real answer.
What, Budweiser and Marlboros?
You're so fucking close. Yes. Hold on. Wow. Okay, hold on. You said Budweiser and Marlboros?
Yes.
Deep fried cigarettes and Coors is what I wrote down. Why is it playing? Ah, fucking damn it. That was so good. Deep fried cigarettes and Coors Banquet.
Don't let me in his damn house.
Welcome to the Friday Headlines Roundup edition of None Taken. I'm your host, Craig, coming from Nashville, Tennessee. Alan's coming to you from Morton, Washington, and we're bringing you this week's headlines. As I listen to 13,000 podcasts a week, Alan watches way too much cable news, so you don't have to. It's Friday, though. We got a little thing we like to do on Fridays. We got this, so first of all, we take a sledgehammer to the Culture War echo chambers.
So, another Friday is upon us.
Fucked it up,
What'll
Alan.
you be doing, Smithers? Something gay, no doubt.
What?
What? You know, lighthearted, fancy-free. Mothers, lock up your daughters. Smithers is on the town.
Exactly, sir.
Ed Zachary, sir. Welcome to, ladies and gentlemen, days and gays, welcome to free episode 561 of Nom Steakums. Head on over to support the show. Go to nonetaken.horse. It's a real website. We are an equine themed podcast. That's why we have a zebra as the logo. I think that makes sense.
Totally makes sense. Yep.
So go to nonetaken.horse and you can join the Patreon for the low price, starting at $3 a month. If you want to dip your toes in, guess what? You get full access at $3 a month. If you like what we're doing, you can join us at a higher level. We leave that option up to you. We're the people's podcast, okay? But we do live and rely off of support from viewers like you. So head on over to nonetaken.horse if you'd like to support this fine program. There's other things you can do there. You can go over to the merch store. I'm going to open up the merch store if you're watching, which you'd only be watching if you're in the Patreon. Realize I have a pre-taped call-in situation going on here. Where we got these options here. I'm also going to add, I think I might add a non-pocket shirt for the Allen's Edging service. And guys, give us some suggestions. We'll make some more products and put it on here. But yeah, we got our website where you can buy merch and support the show. You can get a koozie that says None Taken and Culture War Veteran. We have a kimono. You can be like your favorite podcast host. Me, not Alan. Wear a kimono. Wear a kimono while you listen to None Taken. Take a picture with your "We Say Cunt in This Mouse" coffee mug, send it into the show, and we'll showcase you at this point of the show. If you'd like to be doxxed on your favorite podcast, I should probably let Alan talk. That's at nonetaken.horse.
All your none taken needs at nonetaken.horse. Like Dustin said, you got the merch store, you got the Patreon, you can get on there. All our socials, all the RSS feeds you need are right there. Also, don't forget, support the people that support us. There's a link down there at the bottom. Slickestdigital.com for all your SEO and marketing needs. Slickestdigital.com. And JeffHancockPhotography.com for
all your cock photography needs.
For all your I'm just realizing I should put a link for Jeff Hancock Photography at the bottom.
I thought about that last time.
I will do that. I will do that.
Right.
Yeah, no problem. I got it. No problemo. Yeah, man. Go to nonetaken.horse. It's the best way to support the show. We appreciate it.
Makes me chuckle every time I hear nonetaken.horse. You got some headlines for us?
We do. Let's get into it.
I'm sure they're all uplifting and like life affirming.
Oh, lighthearted, fancy free. It's
exactly,
nothing,
sir.
Nothing but rainbows and unicorns over here. Also, one of our headlines will include Bob Cesca, which we had on our Patreon episode.
Oh, that's right. I gotta remember to do that.
Yeah. So if you join the Patreon,
so much work, Alan.
If you join the Patreon now, you can hear our whole interview with Bob Cesca, which was fantastic, which we just recorded a couple hours ago, and it was a blast. It was so fun.
I learned something about him. I learned something about Star Trek. I learned a lot.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Some fun facts about Star Trek and other things.
Fun.
Good times. All right. You asked me yesterday on the show, was Israel part of this ceasefire? And I was like, well, I think I'm pretty sure you should.
I don't know.
Headline number one, Israel said the ceasefire does not apply to its conflict with Hezbollah in Lebanon. Today, Israeli forces launched a coordinated strike targeting more than 100 Hezbollah sites in Lebanon.
In the hidden track, we had a clip of J.D. Vance saying it's just a misunderstanding, though.
Right.
And Israel, that clip went on, and he was like, Israel's going to work with us because they want things that are good for us.
Right.
Even though we also had a headline in the hidden track about how Israel dog walked Donald Trump into it, which he gladly walked right into and had bad advice from Pete. Pete's getting fired, right?
Oh,
they're all like, you can smell that they're sniping at each other, right? I'm taking this away from this headline. I apologize.
He's such a sycophant. I don't know. Like yeah. I mean, obviously he should have been fired a long time ago.
But with him and Rubio and JD though, they are all clearly like,
oh, they don't like each other.
It's all pointing at him though. That's the first one.
Yeah, probably. But if he was going to get fired, I think Signalgate would have done it. So I don't know what else.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like,
so
what's her name? Didn't get
Bondi?
fired for she
or
Noam.
Noam
didn't get fired for killing people. She got fired for lying about
the commercials.
For spending more on a commercial than it cost to make Project Hail Mary.
Right. Well, also, I think that wasn't even the problem. I think it was that it took the spotlight and put it on her, and Trump doesn't like that. I think that was more the issue, right? Is like she was front and center in those commercials, and he's like, no, he doesn't want any study actors. Like he wants to be in the spotlight at all times.
Understudies.
Yeah, understudies, right. All right. In response to attacks on Lebanon, Iran later Wednesday said it will once again halt the movement of oil tankers in the Strait of Hormuz.
As long as we don't start shooting at each other again.
Right, which that also seems to be happening.
Oh.
But so Israel attacked a bunch of...
You know what? Fine, as long as we're not having nukes. Like, really, as long as we're not bombing them to the Stone Age, doing war crimes on their power
Not trying
plants,
to eradicate civilizations, I guess this is an
maybe
improvement.
you can just stop having 10-day timelines where you have, like, crazy demands at the end of it.
Yeah, maybe we could do that. That'd be great. So a lot of the bombs that Israel dropped were in Beirut, in the city, in the place where people have sort of fled to get away from the fighting in southern
Lebanon. Come on. Seriously?
Yeah.
So the place where they told them to go to?
Yeah, essentially.
Honestly, that's some Israeli ass shit, really.
It really is.
That's exactly what the IDF has been doing. Like, this is nothing new.
No. So they're saying, like, hundreds of people killed, civilians, and none of the stuff that was targeted was military targets. And Israel's like, nah, it was. Hezbollah was there. And the government's saying, no, that's not true. But, here we are.
I think he's going to get away with it, Alan.
Yeah, well, it seems to be working so far.
Yeah.
So,
well, it keeps him out of trial, right? He really got his money's worth with Trump. I think this eventually is not. I don't know. I don't know how to make that statement. I'll hold off on it. U.S. journalist Shelley Kittleson was released by an Iran-backed militia about a week after she was abducted in Iraq. I'm glad you have this headline because there's been a lot of headlines that I haven't added clips to the show about with these militias in Iraq. Because that's what happened, right? She was abducted by
It's Hezbollah in Iraq, essentially.
Okay. Yeah, but these were okay, when you say Hezbollah in Iraq, you basically mean it's an Iran-backed Sunni militia.
But it's also
Shia
called
militias.
Hezbollah Ib or something.
Oh,
like that.
really? Oh, so this isn't that PR whatever okay.
It's Kataib Hezbollah is the name of the
Oh,
group.
Kateb Hezbollah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it is. What am I getting to? There's been other stuff going on in Iraq where they attacked a Kuwaiti
Oil facility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just been, you think if there's one place in the Middle East it's safe, it's Iraq, but it sure isn't, huh?
Yeah, we spent a lot of years there trying to make that place safe. Didn't happen. So apparently they released her in exchange for some of their members who had been imprisoned. There really isn't a lot as far as what we really know about how the negotiations were done or what the actual terms of her release were. She's been operating in war zones all over the place, specifically in the Middle East often. I think she lives not in Turkey, but somewhere near there. Anyways, so she's familiar with war zones. She understood the risks when she went in. There were threats that this group, specifically in Iraq, had been sort of told by Iran to try and kidnap journalists. And so that was known publicly. So
I'm sure they treated her respectfully.
Oh, you know what? There is no information of that. I would hope so, but
Yeah. Don't worry.
I'm glad she's out. She got released,
too.
figured it out. So that's a good thing.
Okay.
All right. U.S. oil prices fell 17% after the 2-week ceasefire with Iran.
It was up to 144.
Yeah, it's down to 90, 94, I think. The major U.S. Stock index.
That's where it dropped to when they were excited because it was dropping because they promised peace
right
early on, which is still high. It was 60 something when this all started.
Oh yeah, it was way below that. Yeah.
And the fact that boats aren't moving isn't going to make it any better, right?
No.
Okay.
Major U.S. stock indexes were also up 2 to 3% as they took some heart, I guess, from the ceasefire that isn't a ceasefire. So the way that markets have reacted to this whole conflict has been sort of confusing. And I think
almost like somebody's manipulating them.
almost like somebody's manipulating them. Also, I think that there is this sort of sense that Taco always works out, and that he'll talk us to the brink, and then back off.
Well, so what does that mean, though? Does that mean he's losing any legitimacy the more he does it?
I would think so, and I would think that that's the way that people.
Okay, but what the converse of that is that if we renege on this version of peace and bomb them again, then they will never, every time we bomb them while we say we're having talks, makes them not trust us even more, or makes it harder to get them to trust us again, right?
Yeah.
So that's the converse of that, right?
Yeah, and I think
Or is it the same thing?
I think that's no. I think it's the converse.
It's okay. Right.
Yeah.
It's the same reaction to the same thing, right? Or I should not attempt to say things, Alan. It's just words today.
I think that
Two
other
really good
people
shows.
around the world, investors around the world specifically, because that's what we're talking about, have to think that, given the market's response in the U.S., that the U.S. markets believe that this isn't going to escalate to where the rhetoric is saying it could, and so I guess that's a good thing, but I don't trust it at all, and it does feel like there's definitely some manipulation here happening as well.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. All right, number 4.
Okay. I just have a picture of that monkey putting his penis on the glass. Oh, little baby. I heard little puppers. Number 4. Clay Fuller, Republican, won the special election runoff to fill the House seat vacated by Marjorie Taylor Greene in Georgia. This is the Trump-backed candidate, right? Mm-hmm. So they got a MAGA guy in?
It is, yeah. Although he's done a little bit of distancing himself from Trump, but this was his opponent was Harris, who, if you remember, Harris.
Mala?
No. What is his name? I always want to say Sam Harris, but that's not his name.
Oh.
He was the guy that was on Colbert Show, right? And then they did the equal time thing, and I think
No.
yeah, it wasn't it him?
No, it's James Tallarico.
Oh, Tallarico. Shit, wrong guy. What is his name? Harris.
I don't know.
Something Harris.
don't matter.
Anyways, so there was some hope here in this county that or in Georgia.
There was times where the polling looked like it
Well,
was
so
closing.
remember,
it
they
was
had
never close, but it was closing.
Well, they had a primary, and then they had to have a runoff election because nobody got over 50%, right? And so,
But it was like a mixed primary.
it was
right?
a
Is
mixed
that what you're
primary.
saying? Like, so
But
it was
in that
Dem-
in the primary, Harris actually won more votes than the MAGA guy, Clay Fuller, right? So he won more votes, but that's because there was like multiple other Republicans that took votes away that would ultimately go to him. This is a very red area, right? And so the idea that a Democrat could win here was pretty far fetched, but he did run a very good campaign, and he did force the Republicans to spend a lot of money in this race that they normally probably wouldn't. This would have been seen as a very safe seat, and they wouldn't have had to invest in all the advertising and stuff that they did to make sure that he was able to.
I think Marjorie's still going to run for Senate.
I think she'll probably run for Senate. Yes, I do think that. Yeah, I do.
Because that was the whole thing, right? She wanted to run for Senate. Trump was like,
Trump
no,
said
you're not
no.
popular.
Yeah.
And then she's like, well, I can make myself popular by fighting you. And it's been working out for her. They're
has.
all opportunists.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
All right. The Supreme Court vacated a ruling that upheld Steve Bannon's conviction for declining to comply with a January 6th committee subpoena. Zoya, come here. Bannon already served a 4-month prison sentence. So this is kind of weird. It's like
Yeah.
it seems like retroactive, like trying to say this never happened, but it already did happen. He already served the prison sentence, and it didn't mean anything, anyways. But I guess, and the Supreme Court didn't like. As far as I read, there was no like statement from them of why they decided to do this. They just did it. It's just.
So what's the point?
I don't know what the point is. I guess you wipe the record of him actually having that, but why would he care about that?
Was there something about it? Did you read their argument? Like,
it was-
what was the
there
reason for doing it?
So he was charged with contempt of Congress, right? Because he refused to appear after Jan 6 happened.
And are they saying that Congress really never had the power to insist that he showed up? Like,
They said dismissal of Bannon's criminal case was in the interest of justice. And they don't. There's the argument. There really isn't an argument that I can find here that was made. Just that this shouldn't have happened. Essentially, I don't.
that feels like that shouldn't get to the Supreme Court to decide.
Also, why does it matter at all? Like, it doesn't
Right.
matter. It's just a
Like, they
moot
should be
point.
deciding precedents, right? They shouldn't be like, oh, in this particular case, we need to fix one thing with one person.
I also-
right? Like, they make a decision about one case with one person because a cake maker will influence whether people are compelled to do things, right? Like, that's the reason why but like, you don't do the president's advisor.
Right. I also have to point out this is a CBS News story, so maybe there's some bias.
That's why it's lacking data.
Perhaps.
Vietnam's National Assembly elected 495 to nothing. Communist Party General Secretary. I'm going to say this the way I want to say this. It's spelled TOLAM, Tulam, as president, shifting toward a power structure similar to China.
So generally speaking,
General Lee.
the party's general secretary and the president are two different people. Like, that's at least, I think this is unprecedented that they've had the same person be both. So this is kind of like what they say similar to China. That's what they mean, because she is both like the premier or whatever and also the head of the party, right?
Yeah. And the commander-in-chief of the military.
Right. And so usually, like I said, that's two different people. This guy seems to really have consolidated power. As you can, 495 to 0 is quite the quite the tidal wave of support. Yeah, actually, that's why I was saying I wanted to talk to Wade. This is the headline I wanted to talk to him about, just to get some inside baseball here.
I shouldn't have to ask you for this, Way. Just give me a voice note and I'll put it in the show. Shit.
Yeah, so I don't know like what this really means overall, other than like what I've just already said, but it's interesting, so I wanted to include it.
I'm gonna call this motherfucker.
You gonna call him right now?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. While you're doing that, I will read headline 7.
Okay.
Myanmar's parliament elected Min Aung Hlaing,
What?
sure, who led a 2021 military
I
coup
think you actually nailed that.
as president amid criticism.
Wait, this is the person who led the coup?
Yeah. As president amid criticism, the election was an effort to keep the army in power.
Does the army control the parliament, basically?
Yeah. The move marks a nominal return to an elected government, but is widely considered as an effort to keep the army in power after an election organized by the military that opponents and independent observers deemed neither free nor fair, and as civil war rages. So the civil war is still ongoing, and there were people quoted in the article saying, "Look, this guy's committed a bunch of war crimes. He's imprisoned a bunch of political prisoners. He's killed, thousands of citizens at this point. Just this is his attempt to legitimize his power, but it's not real. It's just the military trying to make it look like there is actually an election. Ever since Aung Suu Kyi was deposed and imprisoned, even though she's tried to support the military, bizarrely, it's been just a shit show in Myanmar. And it continues. And now this guy's tried to take over entirely.
Yeah, I feel like there's been times where we've been optimistic that maybe there would be some sort of movement with the rebels, but then even the fear with the rebels is they're likely China backed, right?
Some of them. That's the thing too. Is that
there's a whole faction.
There's
between it all,
tons of factions. Although they were able to make some progress in fighting the government when some of them sort of tried to coalesce, which happened like last year, I want to say. But it seems to have stalled. And so I don't know. I try to be optimistic about that part of the world, but it seems
yeah. Try to be realistic though, more than anything, right?
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. All right, Way's not answering. I'm gonna leave it open, see if he answers.
Okay. What time is it in Vietnam? I'm gonna find out.
Morning. President Trump signed an executive order targeting college sports rules. I hate this. This is related to eligibility transfers and pay for play.
Yes.
I don't really want to talk about this too much because I'm just going to get into like details on this. So it's really hard for me.
I actually wanted to, because, okay, so the EO essentially says that if the schools don't abide by his, the way he wants it to work, that they'll withdraw federal funding, which seems like probably that wouldn't hold up in court anyways.
Nope. And guess who would decide that?
The Supreme Court?
Judges that probably went to the schools.
Right?
Yeah. Judges famously went to schools, right?
Right. That's true. Yeah. So it seems that, I mean, the Harvard, he tried to do the same thing with Harvard, not about sports, but similarly, right? And they won that case. So they can't be in school for more than 5 years, and they can only transfer once in that
Here's
5
the deal.
years, I think is the.
Why?
Because now they're getting paid.
But why? Like, why though? Okay. So why can't you? Why
thinks
can't
it's
I?
Unfair? I don't know why.
What's unfair? Why can't
also, I think there's something in the EO.
No, stop it. Okay. Why can't I stay in school? Because here's what we're finding out is the school always had these, NCAA used to have all these eligibility rules where you can play a certain number of years.
Redshirt for a year. Yeah.
You can not play for a year, that'd be your redshirt year. But if you played a single down, then that burns your year. And then they were like, well, okay, it's a number of snaps. And then it was like, and this is all football related, right? But there's other sports too. But and then people started having medical red shirts where they'd get another year, and then COVID extended it. There was a guy that like just left last year that came into school in like 2016.
Wow.
There's a guy at Oklahoma
like
who's
9 years.
There's a guy at Oklahoma who's trying to get his 8th year right now, and they denied him. And he's just like, well, I'll just take you to court. Because every time, I'm going to do a little playlet for you, okay? Here is every time that the NCAA goes in front of a judge. NCAA, I'm the NCAA right now. I explain to you how our system works. Here's the judge. You do what? And for what? And they pay you what? You pay them what? And they do what? And you make them do what? Like, no, this is like wildly illegal. So every time they go in front of a judge, something like that happens. So the NCAA lost all of its teeth. And then so players got to break a lot of the rules that were sort of the norms, and they made it official. They said you can transfer, you can get paid, and then as a fan, you're like, well, I can't pay attention to who's on what team because they're transferring every year. I don't like it, but I'm not gonna hate it when the players actually have the power because they're the ones that are getting the money in for the university, right?
And the concussions also.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And I mean, you need to make rules where the coaches follow the fucking rules, where the universities follow the rules,
Why?
And so what they've done is they've replaced the power that the NCAA lost with the government. So it's just as bad as before, but now it's dumber because it's the government.
Why would
But they're going to send it to a judge, and the judge is going to be some guy that went to, I don't know, a university in Oklahoma.
Why would this guy want to stay for like 8 years, 9 years, 10 years?
Because he can get paid to go there, but he can't get paid in the NFL. So why can't he? Is my point. So I can play one more year. I can maybe make like 50 grand, have my room and board paid for by
maybe
the
get your
university.
PhD. You've been there 10 years.
Yeah, I continue to go to school for something. Maybe you have some requirement where they do that. Who the fuck cares? Why does that matter? It's weird, but why does it matter? You already treat it like a minor league. Just let it be one.
I was just thinking this should just be a minor league.
It is a minor league. It is.
Right.
So just let it be one. Yeah. And I might not like what that is, but that is like you're not altering what should be real. Like you're not making something unfair. Like you're making things more fair in that way. And if I don't like the way the sport is on the other side of that, like I can't look at you and be like, yeah, but I liked it better when they were being exploited. Like that's
always
bad,
sucked.
you know?
That was always a problem.
Yeah.
All right. The CFTC sued 3 states over efforts to restrict event contracts offered on prediction markets, arguing that it has exclusive jurisdiction over those markets. So the CFTC, if you weren't aware, is the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. The 3 states are Arizona, Connecticut, and Illinois. And essentially, those states have attempted to regulate these prediction markets locally, like in the state, via state law.
Were they not being regulated by the government, by the federal government?
So, ostensibly, yes, the CFTC had the power to regulate them, but they've really done nothing. Anyways,
so they're saying if you're not doing enough, we don't want people in our state to use this.
Yeah.
So are the states trying to limit what the
the commodities markets are doing, specifically when it comes to like not commodities, prediction markets, specifically when it comes to things like predicting like things that like whether or not Iran's going to get bombed or stuff like that, right? And so the states were trying to limit that, and the CFTC is now suing, saying that you don't have the power to do that. That resides exclusively with us in the federal government. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, can we follow this one? I feel like all my questions really end with "we don't know yet."
We don't know yet.
That's interesting to see that they're doing that, though.
Yes.
Cuba decided
it is like a state versus
state
federal.
rights, Alan.
It is though. That's what it is. Yeah.
Cuba said it decided to pardon and release 2010 prisoners.
Yeah, this one was weird. That is the whole headline, and
I was like,
I
don't normally. Oh wait, Way says he's here.
No, I checked. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. He's probably at work.
Nah, wake up, sleepy.
Tell me, want to know about the election?
Yeah, I got election questions. Or as he would say, erection questions. What?
All right. Should I keep going on this headline?
Yeah.
All right.
That would have been funnier if he said it.
The announcement said the pardons were a humanitarian gesture in connection with Holy Week, and it didn't mention any mounting pressures with the U.S., although we know Rubio et al. Are certainly pressuring the Cuban government. It also didn't say, like, really who the people they released were, didn't say what their crimes were, why they were in prison in the first place, or like what release means, like when the timing would happen, where they would be sent, where they would go. Very unclear. It did say that the prisoners affected are foreigners and Cubans, including women, the elderly, and young people. Again, didn't say where they were
all kinds.
Yeah. It's very
fun for the whole family, Alan.
It's very bizarre. Like, we know that there are a lot of political prisoners in Cuba. That's a thing. Just if they wanted to do something to say, like, look, we're doing something, U.S.
Yeah. Don't Iranian us.
They could have just said, like,
Venezuela me.
we released a
bro.
bunch of people that, probably weren't in prison, for real, for good reasons. And, and they're being sent
Is
to.
everything fine there ever since they let that Russian oil go in, or is it
It's
still bad?
It's still bad. It's still bad. The economy's terrible and they still have power outages. Not as bad, but it's still bad. It's pretty bad.
Wei is not answering, but he's texting.
Okay.
Election in Vietnam. God damn it, Wei. I hope you hear this. You understand my frustration.
You want to hit 11?
He said it was no surprise.
Oh, it's mine
just
for
did-
11. Okay.
Yeah.
The U.S. lifted sanctions on Venezuelan interim President Rodriguez.
Oh, we were just talking about this.
Yeah, per the Treasury Department. The deletion of Rodriguez's name from the so-called specially designated nationals list will allow her to access certain blocked assets and deal with U.S.-based enterprises.
Well, hold on. Like, by definition, she's a fucking problem. Like, she's the daughter of Marxist guerrilla fighters, like actual revolutionaries.
Yes, but she is apparently cooperating with the Trump administration and doing whatever they've asked
That
her
doesn't
to
mean
do.
shit.
Of course it doesn't, but it means something to them,
It's something to Trump, yeah.
and he's the one that has the power to do this.
Stupid administration.
It's really the dumbest.
Did you see the clip? I didn't put it in the show, obviously, because you haven't heard it yet, where he's like, when I'm done here, I might go to Venezuela and learn Spanish because they love me there. I'm very popular in Venezuela. So good news. He's not going to run for a third term.
Oh, you know what? Let him retire in Venezuela.
Yeah.
I think that'd be ideal.
Yep. Here, this is from Wei.
Find some nice beachfront property.
The election in Vietnam is just for show.
Yeah.
So the only thing that the people can directly elect is
He
the
really hits that L. It's like he's trying to rub it in, huh? He's like, elect Dustin, you fucking racist.
You're telling me that
National
495 to
Assembly.
0 isn't legit? Come
Yeah.
on.
members or Congress members equivalent to the US. And they have insane vote number, like 99% or like
Higher than
almost
that.
all of them. It's like over 80% of their get the vote of the constituents, because legally only the members of communist parties are allowed to run for election. Independents mostly non-existent, and they only get like 2 or 3% of the votes.
Right. Okay. So everybody's Communist Party.
Yeah.
Everybody
And
allowed to
It's
actually
rigged. Yeah,
be
it's
in the process.
freaking
Yeah.
rigged, because it's just a show, man.
Okay. His English is so good. It really like upsets me that I can't just like learn a fucking language and say it fluently. Like,
I mean, that's good insight. I think that's absolutely correct. Yeah. I mean, it seems.
oh my God, there's another clip, but we don't have time for it.
Oh, all right. I think 12 is you.
Oh my God, there's 2 more clips. You couldn't answer your phone? God. President Trump signed an order that could impose tariffs, right? Up to 100% on some patented drug imports from companies that do not lower U.S. prices or move production to the U.S. Fuck you. He's like, make your drugs here.
Yeah. So companies that have signed a most favored nation pricing deal
Yeah.
and are actively building facilities in the U.S. to onshore production, they have 0%. For those that don't have a pricing deal but are building projects in the U.S., they have 20%. And that's going to go up to 100%.
Isn't that just going to, that just makes the drugs more expensive?
Yeah, he was supposed to make them cheaper by
Wait, hold
hundreds
on.
of
He's saying
percents.
they're going to make the drugs cheaper by charging them more to.
Yeah, yeah. So if they're building facilities in the U.S. but they don't yet have a deal struck with the U.S., it starts at 20, and then 4 years it goes to 100. This is an EO, I believe, right? So yeah, so in 4 years he won't be president. So obviously, like, this has no
what you
weight
think.
whatsoever. A senior administration official told reporters on a press call that companies still have months to negotiate before the 100% tariffs kick in. That's 120 days for larger companies and 180 days for everybody else. Yeah, so winning, you guys. We're tired of winning. I'm so tired of winning.
Oh, yeah, I'm sick of it.
All right, so OpenAI released a policy blueprint that argues AI may require a rethinking of the social contract, notably proposing a public wealth fund, 4-day workweek pilots, I like that, and safeguards against advanced AI risks. So a couple things from the article here. Recommendations included the creation of that public wealth fund to give every citizen a stake in the AI-driven economic growth, regardless of their current investments in financial markets. Company also called for taxes related to automated labor, given AI could reduce the tax-based funding programs like SNAP or Social Security and Medicaid. This is interesting coming from OpenAI. I would think this might come more from Anthropic than them.
Right. This is from the company that is like it's also willing to bomb anybody and use the automated murder bots and stuff like that. But it does sound like they're addressing the parts of the fantasy land is when the robots can do all the work for us, we don't have to work anymore and we'll all live comfortably, which in reality the capitalists are going to keep all of our money and like make us live as their serfs. But if it sounds like they're going to make a sovereign wealth fund or something like that is what I heard.
Yes,
it at least sounds like they're attempting to mitigate that,
to share some wealth.
Okay, I'm not optimistic, but these words sound good. Bob,
how much are we going to trust the tech bros? That's
right.
Oh yeah, they may.
I will say they might be the ones that stopped Donald Trump the other day, though, right? I don't know when this comes out Friday. Like, I think just as much as Trump not wanting to actually nuke Iran, the tech bros are like, dude, data centers. Like, can you stop doing this? Like,
right. So it's definitely a step in the right direction. Something closer to regulating AI like a public utility. I'm not someone who's opposed to AI, intrinsically. I think there's lots of value there to be had, but it definitely needs to be reined in. I think this is a good step in that direction. Yeah, it's just a matter of holding them to their word and making sure that we get it in writing in some form.
Right, getting some legislation to actually happen, that'd be great. I don't know, like, it feels like every time we've had sort of a technological sort of leap forward, like the Industrial Revolution, whatever, things like that, the computer revolution, there's always been this promise of, everybody's just going to be able to chill and write music and paint. And that never seems to come to pass. I don't trust it.
Closest we got was like the first 2 weeks of COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's that.
That's kind of nice.
So I don't know. I agree. It's a nice gesture. I just don't. I'm not optimistic about it happening, I guess.
Yeah, I don't trust them.
Don't trust the Czech bros. OpenAI acquired influential tech and business podcast TBPN. Have you ever heard of TBPN?
Not once.
Dustin?
Not even once. No.
Well, it's probably they only started a year ago. And actually, if you Google TBPN, it just says like tech podcast or something. It doesn't even tell you what it is. You have to ask specifically what it means. It is.
I hate this.
It is the Technology Business Programming Network. They do about 3 hours a day of streaming. They've had such luminaries as Sam Altman and Dario Amodei on, so all the Silicon Valley bros.
They only make that because they know people.
Yeah,
so they're getting paid for their connection. That's all their influence and ability.
Yeah. So I guess they're the darling podcast now of Silicon Valley.
Well, I know Bob Cesca, Alan.
Yeah, true. And so there's no disclosure of like the terms of the agreement, so how much millions of dollars they were paid to be acquired. But I'm sure they're going to be a fair and balanced spokesperson.
What's even the point
for the tech bros?
Like OpenAI bought a podcast network. OpenAI bought a podcast network.
Yeah.
Why didn't they just like make a podcast network and hire someone?
They could just tell ChatGPT to make a podcast.
Dude, you know what? Because they can. Why are they doing that?
I don't. Probably because they're insiders. I guess they're people that
they're just getting somebody paid.
Yeah.
Yep. SpaceX confidentially filed for an IPO. Oh, that was one of the Ziegler clips that I skipped. Was him saying, "I don't understand why Elon Musk is all in on AI now." It's like you don't understand why Elon Musk is all in on AI. He's integrating it. He has an AI company that's part of his space company, and you don't understand why he's all in on AI. Okay, well, I don't know how to fucking talk to you about this. SpaceX confidentially filed for an IPO. What does that mean? What's confidentially mean?
That's a good question. I had the same question because you'd think if they filed it confidentially, there wouldn't be multiple reports of it.
Why do I know about this?
Yeah. Confidential filing allows companies to submit their financials to the SEC for regulatory review before revealing them to the public and prospective investors.
So it's not like when I talk about some of that stuff on the Patreon in confidence?
Right. No, it's not like that.
Okay.
So essentially, it is just that they're filing for an IPO. When you do that, you have to reveal you have to show all your numbers, right, to the public. They still have to do that eventually, but they don't have to do it immediately.
But it's too late then.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
once the SEC approves or disapproves, then before they actually do list, they will have to reveal all that, but they don't have to do it yet.
All right.
All right. The U.S. economy added 178,000 jobs in March,
That's a lot. It seems like a lot.
above expectations of 59,000,
Oh, yeah.
and up from 133,000 lost in February.
Yeah,
Well,
this is going to get revised, right? Like these always get revised.
It will, but also part of the reason that we lost 133,000 in February is because, I'll explain that. Let's see. So healthcare was responsible for much of the growth, with the sector adding 76,000 jobs. There was a strike at Kaiser Permanente in February that hit that sector. So that's why a lot of the jobs that were lost in February were because of that strike. This is just the recovery of that strike being resolved and that coming back.
Okay, so the negative number in February is mostly because of that, so it would have been somewhat flat, and now the boost in this is just that negative number going back to.
But there was also additional
the shutdown.
Yeah, but there was also additional jobs created by construction and a few other places, right?
I have a friend who's an architect. Guess she lost her last job to AI. I think I might be making that part up. Guess who hired her? Healthcare company.
Really?
Yeah.
I think they're doing okay.
It's hilarious. It's like she doesn't work in healthcare, but like her sector is not healthcare, but who's hiring? Healthcare. Only people that are hiring are healthcare.
Right. This is a quote from Heather Long, who's a chief economist at Navy Federal Credit Union. She says, the bottom line is March was somewhat encouraging, but it's been a rocky year for the labor market with almost no hiring since last April. The March data will keep the Federal Reserve on hold, but no one is declaring victory yet, which I think is pretty accurate.
Yeah. You got some other news.
Yeah, so we talked about this, but I had some quotes, so I wanted to share this. So this is
I kind of talked about this in passing on the big show.
Yeah, Orban says.
I knew we got a story about it.
Yeah, Orban says he's at Putin's service.
Who's Orban?
Viktor Orban, the leader of Hungary. On Tuesday, Bloomberg News said it had obtained a Hungarian government transcript of a call that took place between Orban and Putin on October 17th, in which Orban reportedly compared the relationship to that of a mouse standing ready to help the Russian lion as needed. This is apparently like related to some Aesop fable about a lion getting captured and then the mouse who
I remember
had
that
been abused by it, letting the lion go or something like this.
Something like that. I remember the mouse and the lion.
Yeah. So he said they were the mouse and they were ready to help the Russian lion. Quote, yesterday our friendship rose to such a high level that I can help in any way. Orban reportedly told Putin in the call.
This is the leader of the EU country that was they go through rotational leadership, and at one point they were the leader of the EU.
Right.
So Viktor Orban, who the
one that JD Vance went to stump for,
yeah,
and Trump dialed into stump for,
and the country that they modeled Project 2025 off of their takeover of the government.
Yeah.
Okay. And so they're partnering with the country. What is it? I am at your service.
In any matter where I can be of assistance, I am at your service.
Is what he said to Vladimir Putin, who is helping Iran target American military bases in Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
Yep. All that
seems like that's more significant than yelling at NATO.
It does. Okay. All right.
This next one's a big deal.
Yeah. So Anthropic had a new version of its Claude come out called Mythos.
Honestly, long term, if all this stuff gets resolved in Iran, this problem might be bigger than anything else we've talked about.
Yeah. So they've had a limited release of the product, and there's reasons for that. So I'll read some stuff from the article here. Experts and software engineers warn that Anthropic's new AI model would usher in a new era of hacking and cybersecurity as AI systems capable of advanced reasoning identify, exploit a growing number of software vulnerabilities. So Claude is very good at coding. That's sort of like been the thing that they've been designing it for. It's good at a lot of things, but coding it's very good at. Anthropic's researchers say Mythos preview was able to detect thousands of high-end and critical severity bugs and software defects, with vulnerabilities identified in most major operating systems and web browsers. Anthropic said some of the vulnerabilities had been undiscovered for decades. So these vulnerabilities within things as basic as your OS or a web browser had been around for decades and nobody had found them. But their AI did.
And so then they were like, shit, we can't let anybody have this, but we will give it to these companies so that they can run it on their OSs and fix their bugs, right?
Yeah. So instead of a public...
Here's the deal. This ain't going away.
No.
This is proof that this is the capability of this entity, right? I used Mission Impossible terms. So the fact that they chose to only give it to the software companies doesn't mean anything, because in a very short future, this is going to be the thing that they're afraid of about that getting out into the general population is going to be accessible as this becomes democratized.
Well, they
Like, they aren't going to be the only one that can do this for forever, right? And it's all moved so quickly.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was them or if it was ChatGPT, but one of them accidentally released the source code to one of their AIs online, and somebody copied it, and so like the entire source code was available, which wasn't supposed to be a thing that was out there. Just another quote from the article: instead of a public release, like we said, Anthropic is giving to tech companies like Microsoft, Nvidia, Cisco to shore up their cyber defenses. As part of the new effort called Project Glasswing, Anthropic will give over 50 tech organizations access to Mythos with over $100 million in usage credits so they can fix their bugs, essentially.
Is the usage credits like the token?
Yeah, it's what it costs to use it.
Okay. I sent you a thing last week and you just LOL'd at it and I didn't know what it meant. So tokens being the same thing as... Do you remember what I messaged you? It was something about Hacker and the Fed, what they were talking about. Yeah, you just gave it a little laughy poo and I was like, never mind. I don't know. I'm not going to scroll through a text. I'm not going to find it.
Okay.
They think that the token market is going to collapse. Like,
well, so there are engineers at some of these companies that have access to these AIs that are spending like 10 times their salaries worth of tokens using AI. And so at some point, like some of these tech companies are putting AI usage into your review as an employee. Like, they want to see you using AI, and if you're not using enough AI, they're like, you're not doing your job right. And so there's examples of people just like using AI to do some bullshit in the background because that will make it look like they're actually doing stuff when they're really not. So that's a thing. But so some people are working at these companies. Like, if you work for Anthropic, you get unlimited use of the AI, right? You just use it, all of it, as much as you want. So like, if you go work somewhere else, then you no longer have that free access, and then you're going to have to pay for it, and you're not going to pay, the $50 million or whatever it's going to cost in tokens you were using before a year to do what you were doing. So I think, is that what they were talking about?
No, they were talking about MIPS or MIP. I'm trying to look up what that is. Million instructions per second and processor speed. I don't know. And they said that, I don't know. So you didn't listen to last week's Hacker and the Fed?
I did
This
not.
is my message to you. I'm going to blast you on the show. I said, today's Hacker and Fed is good. Get through the dumb voice and the guy's massive ego. Then there's gems in it. One, I wonder if you can speak to, is the AI token model is flawed, and it's the same as MIPS and will be a bust. But I don't, I can't talk about it here. And I asked you about this, and now I'm angry because I've been 3 podcasts and I'm sleeping.
All right, Dustin. I forgot about that.
You know what? You've literally been perfect until this exact moment, and now I want to be mad at someone.
We have one.
You know what I am, Alan? You know what I am?
Oh, an abusive. No. What are you?
I'm fussy.
You're fussy. All right. How Democrats are embracing dark money is our last story in other news. And essentially, the article, this is from the New York Times. And essentially what they're saying is that Republicans sort of had been using all these different loopholes, setting up super PACs and redirecting money from corporations through all these different avenues to make it sort of impossible to tell where the money was coming from. And they were using that to, support whatever political causes they wanted to support. And the Democrats essentially have begun to sort of use the same tactics. It's sort of like The Republicans opened the door to this, and the Democrats are like, well, okay, we'll do it too.
Well, the Democrats were like, we don't want to do that because that's unethical. And like Democrats were huge. I mean, come on. Democrats were like, Citizens United was bullshit, and that's our position. And then Republicans are like, well, it's not cheating because the Supreme Court said so. And if you're not going to do it, we will. And then Democrats watch Republicans just take advantage of elections over time because of it. So now what they're doing is a slight little variation off of it, right?
Yeah.
And it all has to do with Trump attacking people directly. So people are like, you know what? Fine. I won't be a big donor and like give $100 million to this campaign. I'll give this money to this tiny company over here, and it'll give its money there and not have to disclose who it got it from, which is exactly what the Republicans have been doing.
Right. We talked about this somewhat. I mean, not this exact thing, but basically with Bob Cesca about like how, gerrymandering, same thing. It's like if the other side is going to do it, ethically, you don't want to do it. It's not good for politics. But if the other side's going to do it and the courts are going to back it up, then what are your options? Essentially, you kind of have to play the game. So it's a similar sort of situation, I think.
MIPS stands for million instructions per second. It's a metric used to measure the raw nominal processing speed of CPU. It was a bust by the mid-'80s because as computer architectures became more complex, MIPS became a joke among experts. And then it explains why, and it uses more acronyms that I'm unfamiliar with. But,
okay, so is it that like rating a software engineer by how many tokens they're using is similar to MIPS in that it's an invalid?
Yeah, I think they're saying that the tokens will lose their value. Like they won't, because like not all instructions are equal. So one cycle will, some take one cycle while others take 200, and MIPS doesn't account for this variability. And I guess in that same way, the tokens won't actually represent.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked about that before too. Like there was that whole thing about like every time you ask ChatGPT a question, a bottle of water is being used, and which isn't
true. But it wasn't
true.
always really.
Because it depends on the query, how much compute is needed.
But was it a token every time that took place, though? Whether it was a bottle of water or not, or is that unclear?
No,
because I don't really know what we're talking about. I'm not going to lie to you here. That's why I asked you about this.
I think the number of tokens used is dependent on the compute.
Now, is this like when I went to the arcade and I'd put the $5 bill in and I'd get a bunch of tokens?
Yep, exactly like that,
like
Dustin. Like when you went to play Galaga and Tron.
The guy would he'd have the hip thing with the tokens on the hip. Remember that? He'd go,
I was trying to make you sound really old by saying you played Galaga and Tron at the arcade.
Oh no, this is really old. Nobody knows what we're talking about. It was an upgrade to have the machine where you'd put the money into it.
Yeah,
You'd
before
give
the guy with
like
the dispenser.
He'd go with his hip.
That was more like at the fair, though, wasn't it? More like I remember that.
City. I remember at Nickel City.
Nickel City.
Yeah, that was a place by where it was right next to the movie theater. You'd go to the movie theater and you go to Nickel City first.
And that was an arcade.
And then you'd use 1-800-COLLECT to tell your parents you're ready to go. You'd be like, "Hey, Mom, I'm ready. Pick me up."
Right.
Nickel City.
Nickel City.
You've accepted. You have a collect call from, "Hey, Mom, I'm ready at the movies."
From Corcoran State Prison. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go into our media diet.
Okay.
I've been watching more For All Mankind. We also talked about that with Bob Cesca.
Yeah.
You guys should really go listen to
You're
that.
really going to like that episode.
It was fantastic. I like For All Mankind. It's taken a bit of a dark turn here in the most.
Yeah, there was, I think definitely, you're in season 2?
Yes. Yeah.
It gave me anxiety. I think when I was watching it was around the Ukraine invasion. I took years off on this show. Yeah, like it was.
I only just started it recently.
Yeah, I know, but like that season, I think was around the Ukraine war starting, and I was like, yeah, I'm feeling hopeless for humanity, and this was like a tough period in that season, right?
Yeah, it definitely was.
Yeah,
it definitely
Get
was.
through it. I mean, it's still really.
I'm gonna watch.
exciting.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue.
Yeah. Especially once you get to season 3, it starts to get a little bit.
Is season 3 the most recent? Or is
No,
it?
5.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
I had a ways to go.
Now, what are the odds they got the Artemis up in space and the space show comes out at the same time? What are the odds?
What are the odds?
Space is fake. But you like it?
I do. I like it a
I'm glad
lot.
you like it.
Yeah.
I watched Crime 101. So Tim recommended
I was going to say,
like,
Tim was talking about this.
Tim was like, it's free on Amazon. So listeners, it's free on Amazon. It's a movie called Crime 101. I'm on record as apparently being one of the only people that thinks that Heat is a dumb movie. It's a dumb guy movie. Like Like, it's not like Master and Commander, where it's like a cool dad movie. Heat is like a dumb guy movie. It's like, yeah, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna rob it. And what
You
are
are on an island there. I love that movie. I think it's great.
I'm not saying I don't like it.
Okay.
Yeah, I watch it every time that I see it.
Yeah.
I've watched it a lot of times. But like, what's the point of the movie? You need to be able to walk away whenever anything goes bad. That's a dumb thought. Like, that's just dumb. Like, there's no complexity to that. It's like, I live my life so I can walk away. That's I'm a
Quarter
dumb
mile
guy.
at a time.
Yeah, it's not much different than that, right? But he does say that. Like, that's a famous line from that
It
movie.
does,
Is
yeah,
you
he
got to be
does
able
say
to
that.
walk away
Yeah.
from anything.
You
in
see the
30
heat around the
seconds flat.
corner, you got to be able to
You
walk
gotta
away.
away in 30. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's just like, okay, well, that's a stupid principle. I can understand it. It's not like, but it's a dumb guy thing. Like, it's like,
Sure.
yeah, my dad didn't love me, and like, I don't get close to anybody. Like, you know,
sure. Yeah.
that kind of comes up in this movie. So it's dumb in that same way. It's also like Heat, very slow. Heat's a slow-paced movie, right? It has moments where the
Moments
action
of
is very
action,
intense,
yeah, but-
and it builds up to those too, right?
Sure.
So like the tension simmers in this, and it builds up, and this movie gets better as it goes along. So like if at first you're like, I don't know, it's okay, I would agree. The very first part of the movie is a car chase, and then it kind of settles down, and then it continues to rise in tension. There's interspersed action throughout. It's not like nothing until the end, but there's a big buildup at the end.
I do love a car chase.
Yeah, it's a lot of car chase in this.
Okay.
There's a lesser Helmsworth, I think. I don't think it's the main. I don't think it's Thor Helmsworth. I think it's one of the younger ones. Yeah, sure. The guy that plays the Green Man, Hulk.
Oh,
That guy. He's in it. He's a
Mark
detective.
Ruffalo?
That's it.
Yeah.
They're and Halle Berry, hallelujah.
Oh.
Halle Berry's in it.
Okay.
Looking way too young. And yeah, it's about like a diamond heist. That's
okay.
fun, right?
Yeah, that's fun. That's good. Do you have a
little bit of
favorite
pop-
car chase scene in a movie ever?
Yeah, you've asked me this before.
Okay,
and
okay.
You're gonna know what I'm gonna say. Ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1. French Connection.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I watched this movie and I was like, Alan asked me what I said. I was like, he was.
Did
he
you
rolled his
like the
eyes.
car chases though? They were good. Were they well
In this
filmed?
movie?
Yes.
Yeah, really good. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good.
They give you anxiety, you know. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, you're not supposed to do that.
But good, like revving sounds and like
Oh yeah,
angles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And like, cars that you don't like, not just like really cool badass cars. I think there's like a Chrysler 300 in it. You're like, okay, well, yeah, push that shit
right.
to its limit. It's an S version. That's fun, you know.
Yeah,
It's
that's
got a
nice.
turbo.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean, the 300 is not a joke. It's just a Chrysler, you know. Like,
All right. All right.
yeah. I liked it. I won't give it like a rave review, but I liked it.
I mean, if it's free on Amazon, like
Yeah, and it's way better than just good enough because it's free. Like, it is
Right.
good. But
Okay.
like, if you, I don't want people to come back and be like, I was a little slow. It is slow, and it builds up and it gets better as it goes on. But the things I don't like about it were the same things I don't like about Heat. Dude, it's exactly like Heat. There's even a scene where it's like a De Niro and Pacino scene in it at one point. Like,
Okay.
it's just like, and if you like Heat,
Yeah, I love
you're gonna
Heat.
like this. You're like, wow, this is a dumb guy movie. Like, this is good.
Okay. All right.
I finished calling for accounts, and
What
you
did
made
you-
it
okay.
sound like you made it sound like the dog was gonna fucking die at the end. You asshole.
No, but it was cringy, and I didn't like it. I didn't
You
like
didn't
it.
like the end of the last
No.
episode. It's not the last episode total. They're making another season.
No, I know. Did you? What did you think?
Well, they've had nothing but problems in their relationship, and
Sure.
that was what it was expressed. Is that what you hated? Was like, how come it can't just be okay?
I just hate it. Like, don't do that. Nobody should do that ever.
Oh yeah.
Like,
And
that's
somebody
so
else's
cringy,
day, right?
Yeah, I hate that.
The worst thing you can do at a wedding is
Yes.
what happens.
Like,
Yeah.
I would be okay with the relationship failing in other ways. Like, it's clearly
I understand
lots
what
of
you mean,
flaws,
yeah.
but just
Yeah,
that.
that part didn't bug you. Was doing that.
Yeah.
But he was all triggered by the ex-boyfriend. And
Yeah,
like,
I know. I didn't like that either. Yeah,
well, that's why it was happening.
of course.
Okay, so here's the deal. I liked it because I didn't like those things either, and I understood that that's like their writing for why that's
okay.
And I didn't hate that. Like, I don't know. It's a situation comedy, Alan. You have to create situations. Like,
Yeah, but there wasn't much comedy. I don't know.
yeah,
Unless you like cringe for comedy.
yeah. That episode wasn't. I mean, well, it sure beats a Dead Dog record.
Sure.
Episode before wasn't exactly.
I can't
funny.
wait for the new season. I will watch it,
Yeah,
and
I can too.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think
All right.
that show has great writing.
It really does.
It
Yeah,
really
except
does.
you didn't like
I just didn't
writing.
like the situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I have a fun little thing to take us out to end the show. I've been looking forward to this, honestly. I thought about this maybe like a month ago, and I was like, when is the Masters? It's got to be coming up. And I made a separate note, and I reminded myself that whenever the Masters comes up, I'm going to ask this. So this is a bookended Masters episode of the podcast. This is the type of thing that like the Masters would have come up and I would have remembered shit, and I didn't do it. And this is the last episode before the wait, I can't do this next
Tomorrow,
week, right? Yeah. So Masters golf signature event. Mm-hmm. Do you know who Clifford Roberts is?
I don't think I do.
Have you heard of Bobby Jones?
Of course, yeah.
Bobby Jones is like the face of the Masters and Augusta National, right?
Sure, yeah.
We can't let women or blacks in here unless they're caddies, right?
Right.
And of that, only blacks is caddies. Like I agree, that's a monstrous thing to say, okay?
But that's accurate historically.
This is Georgia.
Yeah.
So Bobby Jones has always been like the face of Augusta National, but Clifford Roberts was like the ops guy. He ran Augusta National with like an iron fist. He famously fired a waiter on the spot because he had a mismatched jacket. That kind of guy, right?
Yeah.
But Roberts is deep into like golf's lore. Clifford Roberts, he invented almost everything about modern golf broadcasts. He was the first to put up leaderboards all over the course. It's weird
Interesting.
that somebody had to think of that, right?
Okay.
He was the first person to rope off the fairways to keep the fans back. So what? Before people were just polite, or they weren't. I don't know. Like,
Well, there weren't that many people there to begin with.
yeah, maybe. Yeah. But he decided to put ropes on the fairways, and he's the first person to use the red and green over and under for the par scoring system.
All right.
So a little bit more about Clifford Roberts. You would assume he was very rich. He had a fortune, right?
I would assume.
He hated clutter. He was famous for hating clutter. Stick a finger in that. We'll come back to that in a second, okay?
All right.
He actually once blocked a potential member from joining the club specifically because the guy had 5 kids. Like his reasoning was, he was like, anyone that has that many kids is undisciplined. Too undisciplined to be a member.
Wow.
Real asshole, right?
Yeah. Okay.
What would you say if I told you that he left the vast majority of his fortune to Planned Parenthood?
I'd be very surprised. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I thought you might ask, like, was it because he was a secret progressive? Was it because he was always championing women's reproductive rights?
Oh, I doubt it was that. That.
You know what? Do you want to take a guess? Or you want me to tell you what it was for?
Oh, was he like a eugenics guy? Was he like?
Tell me if this sounds like eugenics to you.
Okay.
He hated the idea of excess people, in particularly poor people.
Yeah, that sounds right.
He donated the money to Planned Parenthood because he wanted there to be fewer people in the world, and he assumed that Planned Parenthood was working towards that goal, one abortion clinic at a time.
Jesus. Yeah. Okay.
But that,
Yeah.
so that if there's 3 things that Clifford Roberts is famous. If there's 3 things that Clifford Roberts is famous for,
Okay.
it's revolutionizing the modern golf game, especially on television. That's 1. Number 2, giving his fortune to Planned Parenthood because he wants to see more abortions. This is a real Southerner.
Okay.
And reason number 3, in 1977, facing failing health, he got a fresh haircut and put on new pajamas, went to his favorite spot on the golf course, Ike's Pond, which I think is on a par 3. Mm-hmm. And he
that's right.
died. He died by a single shot to the temple.
Self-inflicted?
Self-inflicted shot to the temple.
Wow. I think I watched that par 3 championship or par 3
You
challenge
mentioned that
today.
earlier. Yeah, I said, remember the par 3 part because I've got a funny coming up.
Yeah,
I'm going to
I-
come back to that par 3 part.
Somebody got a hole-in-one on the par 3 today. I don't know who, but yeah.
Oh, you're really testing my patience.
Oh.
Hey, guess who owns the gun that he killed himself with?
Oh, like they bought the historical artifact?
Guess who owns it?
Oh, is it Tiger Woods? No, it's not Tiger.
It's Augusta National, the golf course. That's the craziest thing I've heard today. And today is April 8th, 2026. Like,
There's a lot of crazy.
It's been a lot of crazy today.
Yeah.
So you said you saw a guy do a hole in one on
The
that
par 3 challenge. Yeah.
They say Clifford Roberts killed himself on a par 3, but he got a hole in one. And he finished 6 under.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, if you'd like to support this fine program, head on over to nuntaken.horse, and we'll be back next week with some more dumb bullshit.
This concludes our broadcast day.
Have fun storming the castle.
Because he's buried out.
Bring me the battery acid.
I understood.
It's not for women.
When a guy's banging you,
Y'all let me in his damn house.
6 under. He invented it.
In the name of peace.
LMFAO. So what in the world is this?
Trump's pee-pee.
Why would you say something that stupid?
I come without explanations or solutions.
I'm a very sexy lady.
Cat turd.
I will not suffer this harlot.
How great! An anti-American Marxist!
Ted Cruz, go fuck yourself.
Read the news.
China is asshole!
God bless the United States.
Bye-bye.
Podcasting.
I was all ready to say goodbye. I was taking a deep breath, and then I heard bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Cheers.
Drive safe, buddy.
That was fun.
Magda Linda Est.